All right. The first thing we're going to do, I want you to always feel comfortable and supported in your chair. We've got good sturdy chairs, nothing's on wheels. We do have to deal with the arms, but we can get around that. So come forward on your chair as far as you're comfortable. And we want to make sure that you always feel safe and supported. And the first thing that we're going to introduce is called seated tree pose. So a seated tree pose is strong, reaching towards the sky, but grounded at the same time, like you imagine a large tree. So there are 3 points on your foot. Think about the mound behind your big toe, the mound behind your little toe, and the center of your heel. We're going to press those 3 areas into the floor. So we're grounding ourselves into the floor. And as you press down, you'll probably feel some activation in your legs and up into your core. And as you're feeling that, go ahead and lift your spine straight and tall, broad shoulders, the crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling. And let's just stop here in our seated tree pose, a nice strong pose, and take a few moments just to notice our breath. So put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and without trying to change anything right now, just notice the breath coming in and out of your body. Take a few breaths. Now we're going to slow and deepen our breath. So go ahead and inhale through your nose, bringing the breath all the way down to your lower arm on your belly so that you feel your belly rising. Hi, welcome. We're just getting started. That's fine. You can set yourself down, and we're just doing some breathing exercises right now. You can sign that when we get finished. Yeah. We're in a seated tree pose right now. So, Jim, if you want to come out of that for a moment. So in our seated tree pose, I always want to feel safe and supported by our chair. So we're coming as far forward on your chair as you're comfortable. And we're coming into a nice, strong tree pose. So think about being grounded into the floor, but also reaching towards the ceiling. So we've got 3 parts of our foot that we want to think about pressing into the ground. The mound behind your big toe, the mound behind your little toe, and the center of your heel. So press those down to the ground and shoes on, off, whatever you're comfortable with. You'll probably feel the activation of muscles in your legs and up into your core. As you're noticing that, go ahead and straighten your spine, lift your spine nice and tall, broaden your shoulders, and think about reaching your head towards the ceiling. We're being a nice, grounded, but tall tree right now. And we were just working on a breathing exercise. So go ahead and place one hand on your chest, and one hand on your belly. And just take a few breaths, just noticing the air coming in and out of your body. And then we're going to deepen that breath. Take an inhale through your nose, taking the air all the way down to the lower hand so that you can feel your belly coming out. And then you'll fill up your chest and slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing your top hand, feeling the air come all the way out so that your bottom hand comes in towards your spine, and empty all the air out of your lungs. Inhale again through your nose, feeling your belly, feeling your chest rise, and pause. And then exhale, the hand on your chest comes down, the air in your belly comes out, your hand comes towards your spine. And one more time, deep inhale through your nose, expanding your belly, expanding your chest. And then a slow exhale through your mouth. Now, with those few minutes of just thinking about our breath, you might feel a little more relaxed already, but we're going to keep going. Go ahead and direction-wise, I'm not really going to point left or right, but if we do one side, we're going to go back to the other side. So if you find you're doing something different than somebody else, that's okay. We're going to get both sides covered. Turn your head. We'll say towards the quilt. And come center. And then turn your head towards the other wall. Come center to the first direction. Come center. You can inhale, turn to the second direction. And exhale will bring you back to center. One more inhale to the first direction. And an exhale will bring you back to center. First, second direction. And come back center. Now we're going to lower your ear towards your shoulder. And you'll probably feel a stretch here in the side of your neck. If you'd like, you can extend the stretch by taking your arm, feel the stretch, extend your arm, point your fingers towards the floor. And if you want to extend the stretch into your fingers, you can make a fist. And you can keep doing this, opening your fingers, making a fist, open your fingers, or just hold the fist. If you want to extend it a little further, bring your fist in towards your wrist. Once again, can flex and come out, or just hold it, whatever feels right for you. Release that, and now we'll go to the opposite direction, ear towards shoulder. So we're noticing a stretch on the opposite side of our neck. Extend your arm, fingers pointing towards the floor. And then you can extend the stretch by making a fist, drawing your fist towards your wrist. Bring it out. Or you can just hold your fist towards your wrist. Whatever feels comfortable. You can extend your fingertips, just pressing them towards the ground. Any of those options are fine. Come back center. Let's go to the first side. Ear towards shoulder. Extend. Whatever feels good for your hand and your wrist. Come center. One more time. Ear towards shoulder. Extend your hand. Whatever feels comfortable for your fingers and your wrist. And then come center. And still paying attention to the area around your neck. Take one of your hands, press it into your forehead. Press your forehead into your hand. So it's like they're having a contest, but neither one of them's going to win. So by doing that, you should feel a tightening, a strengthening of the muscles in the back of your neck. And then release that. Take your hand towards the back of your head. Press your head into your hand into your head. They're having a contest, but it's going to be a draw. Either one's going to win. Still working on strengthening the muscles of the back of your neck. And then take your hand and both of you have your right hands, press it towards the right hand of your right side of your skull. Once again, both sides pressing, neither one's going to win. Now we're working on strengthening the side of our neck. You can release that and take your other hand, press it into the other side of your head. And release that. Now take your hands, place them on your shoulders, and we're going to draw circles. The size of the circles are totally dependent on what you want to draw. You could have small circles, you could have large circles. While we're doing this, pay attention to your shoulder blades. You'll notice when you come forward, your shoulder blades come out to the side. When you bring your hands, your elbows down, your shoulder blades come together. So really exaggerate that so you're really feeling the movement of your shoulder blades. And then we're going to reverse direction. Still paying attention to your shoulder blades. But our shoulder blades don't get much movement or attention. So this can help release some of the tension that you could be holding there. And then you can go ahead and release your arms. Let's take our hands from our shoulders and bring them down towards the floor with a deep breath. One more time. Now we're going to work on some side bends. So this hand, everybody's on this side. So y'all's left hands. You can place it on the side of the chair or it can just go in your lap. But we're just going to, first of all, just start off with movement, just to feel the movement. So we're going to lift the opposite arm as far as what's comfortable over your head. And notice a stretch in your side body. And then we're getting ready to turn this into a flow. So just pick up the other arm and feel how that feels to go from side to side. So now with your breath, just move from side to side. Noticing how it feels to stretch the side ribs. And if it's comfortable for you, you might want to bring your shoulder and your front ribs a little closer forward to introduce a little bit of a twist to it. When that feels complete, we're going to come back center. And this time we're going to do some twists. So our hands are just along for the ride. We're not going to use our hands to help twist our body along. We just want the twist in our spine to come from the strength of what our spine has and our shoulders. So just gently place one hand on the outside of your thigh, and the other hand you can leave in your lap, place it on the arm of the chair, place it on the back of the chair, wherever it's comfortable, but you aren't going to use your arms to force the twist. So just kind of with the strength that you have, turn and look towards the side. With an exhale, come forward. And now we'll go to the other side. Once again, we're just placing our arms where it's comfortable. Our arms aren't deepening the twist. It's just what our spine can do. Come center. And we'll go back to the first side. This is only the second twist that we've done, so don't try and ask too much of your body. Come back center. And inhale will help you come in further into the twist. And exhale to come center. And if it feels like your spine is starting to get a little looser, maybe, just maybe, this is a big maybe, come back to the first side and see if you can direct your gaze so that you're looking over your shoulder. If it's uncomfortable to twist around that far, don't twist that far. Just go as far as what's comfortable for you. And exhale, bring in center. And once again, because sides are not always the same, we might not go as far on the second side, or we may go further. So just place your hand on the outside of your thigh and just see how it feels to maybe deepen the twist just a little bit further than what we've done before. Your gaze can look over your shoulder and come back center. Shrug your shoulders. And you can shake out your arms. So maybe you feel a little less tension in your shoulders and neck. That's what we're going for. Okay, now we're going to go to the legs. We're going to interlace our fingers like this. And we're going to go underneath our leg. So our arms are going to be what's supporting our leg. We're just going to lift the leg up, and it's just going to be a dead weight. We don't want to use any of the strength in your leg. What we're trying to get to now is the hip joint that's in our leg. We just want to rotate so that we're testing the range of motion of what we have in our leg. But our arms are doing all the work. Your leg is not doing anything. It's just along for the ride. And then reverse direction. Okay, and lower your leg, but still keep your foot off the floor. And now what we're going to do is bring movement to our knee. So just whatever's comfortable for you, just move it back and forth. Because one thing that we do want to remember is the knee really only is a hinge joint, so it really only goes in one direction. So now that we're working on lubricating our knee, go ahead and place your foot on the floor. And we're going to rub our leg. Forget the underside. Run down into your shin. And pay particular attention to your knee. You can rub around it. We don't want to ever move the patella. So we're just kind of going in a circle around the outside of the kneecap. Just kind of rubbing it around, generating a little heat. Maybe you might feel some heat building up on your knee. That's good. That's what we're going for. You can rub the back of your leg, behind your knee. Just bringing a little bit of love and attention to a knee that doesn't normally get a whole lot of appreciation. We'll go down your shin. And then we'll come back to where we were supporting our leg. So you're lifting your foot up off the floor. And now we're going to point and flex the ankle. So we're pointing and flexing our toes to move the ankle. Jim, you're getting ahead of me. Make circles with our ankles. Our ankles do go in multiple directions. And then you can reverse direction. Wiggle your toes. Just kind of move your foot all the way around. All right. Now we'll go to the other leg. Start off by supporting the leg. Using your arms to hold the leg. And draw circles. To just get the hip moving. And then reverse direction. The knee. So just lift and lower. So that we bring some lubrication to our knee. And then we'll go ahead and rub that like we did the first one. The thigh, underneath, the back of the knee, your shin, your calf. And pay particular attention to your knee, rubbing around it. You can use both hands and just kind of make half circles around it. You'll probably feel it warming up a little bit. Then one last rub up and down your leg. Then we'll come back, support the leg, and move our ankle. First of all, pointing and flexing the foot. Yeah, you probably hear some snaps, crackles, and pops. I know I do. And then we can rotate the ankle by drawing circles. Which direction? Good. Right. Put your foot down. Now forward on your seat for as far as you're comfortable, and you can heel toe your feet out together, out apart, so that your knees and your toes point in the same direction. So you'll probably just see your toes peeking out from just beyond your knees. Go ahead and bring your arms up towards whatever comfortable for you. And now we're going to bring our arms together in front of us. Elbows, wrist, hands touching. Pick them up. Once again, this is your practice. So you do with what's comfortable for your body. You notice we're back to moving our shoulder blades again. Pay attention to how your shoulder blades separate as their arms come together. And then come together, bring our arms back out. Like you can pull your elbows in towards your waist, just feeling the tension in your muscles as you come down and lift up and come down. Up, up, back together. So now if we're feeling really adventurous, bring your left arm forward to the center of your body. And however your body allows, take your right arm and see if you can place your right elbow on top of your left. Everybody's body is different, so it might look a little different. And if it's comfortable for you, you can bring your hands together. So the backs of your hands are touching. However it's comfortable for you, release that. And now we're going to take our right arm forward, left arm on top. Put the hands together or whatever's comfortable for you. And this is the version of eagle. And come back to center. Let's go ahead and release our arms. Shake them out. Roll your shoulders. You can walk your feet back together. Okay. That's okay. Now we're going to prepare for our standing portion, our balance portion of the class. But we're going to take a couple of steps before we get there. When you're sitting here in the chair, you probably notice you don't have much muscle activity going on. I mean, if we're to come back to our seated tree, you should feel nice and strong. your back, your head reaching towards the sky. So you have a nice strong back. But other than that, the rest of our body isn't doing much work. But if we were to go ahead and think of, we're just thinking about rising out of the chair, you'll notice that there's this activation of muscles in the back side of your body. So go ahead and however you need to do to get out of the chair, press into your arms, press into the seat of the chair, press into the arms of the chair, that's fine. So just go ahead and think like you're getting out, but notice the back side of your muscles tensing up, and then sit back down. It's going to take us a couple of minutes before we stand all the way up, a couple of tries. And we're going to do that again. And actually, like you did before, is come out of the seat, and you'll notice it's still probably the back side of your muscles that are still back of the legs, the back muscles in your back. Sit back down. And now this time we're going to go ahead and stand up, and notice how when we rise up, the muscles transfer from the back of your muscles to the front of your muscles that bring you to a rising position. Probably never noticed what your muscles do getting you out of the chair every day.
That's different.
So what we're going to do is come around to the back of our chairs. This is a chair yoga class, so we're still going to be using our chairs. So you have the chair in front of you that you can use however you need to for support. You can keep both hands firmly on it. You can just use your fingertips, one or two fingers, one hand. Just know that the chair is always here for your support. I'm going to come to the front of my chair so you can see me. And what we're going to do now is work on a standing tree pose. So come back to grounding your feet back into the floor, thinking about those 3 press points that we talked about earlier, pressing into the ground. So you're nice, grounded, tall tree, our feet pressing down, our head rising up. I'm going to get strong in my left leg. You can pick which leg you get strong in. And then just go ahead and come to the toe of your opposite foot. Put your foot still on the ground. Use your hands, whatever you need to for support. And then go ahead and lift your foot off the ground. So as soon as your foot clears the ground, no matter how the distance between your foot and the ground, you're in a tree pose because you're standing on one foot. Go ahead and release that. Shake out your legs. And then we're going to ground our feet. Ground the opposite foot. Get it nice and strong. Ready to balance. Come to the toes of your left foot. And then bring your left foot off the ground. And as soon as that foot clears the floor, we're in a balancing pose. You can use your hands, either keep them on a chair, take them out to the side, and your arms, go ahead and come out of that. What you do with your arms, they can help keep you balanced. So if you need to, you can keep 1 or 2 hands on the chair, or you can just move your hands as you need to keep your balance. So ground your first foot into the floor. And you'll probably notice there's a little bit of wobble. Don't fight the wobble, embrace the wobble, and that'll help you be more steady. Go ahead and release that. Now we'll switch sides. Ground your second foot into the floor. Come to the toes, lift your foot. Embrace the wobble, don't fight it. And then the last thing that we want to do to help us keep our balance, you come out, just come back into it. But the last thing that we want to do is find a gazing point, or it's called a drishti. So by finding a gazing point, so someplace that you can stare out on the floor, someplace behind me, the corner of a frame or something, not me, because I could be moving too. But by finding your gazing point, it'll give your eyes something to lock onto, and that'll help you keep your balance. So go ahead and get strong. Grounded into the first foot. Come to the toe of your right foot. Lift your foot up off the ground. And then use your arms however you need to keep your balance. Embrace the wobble. Find your gazing point. If you fall out, just come back into it. And release that. So those 3 tips can help you with your balancing. Ground your foot. Take your foot up off the ground. Brace the wobble. Use your arms, either here or out to the side. And find a gazing point. Good job.
I remember as a kid, I could just balance on anything. I wonder where all that go.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're a lot further away from the ground than when we were kids.
Quite a bit.
So that's just something that you can like practice whenever you're like brushing your teeth, washing dishes, whatever, you know, just the one leg, just work on your balance.
I spent a long time something with balance on one foot, so that's just knowing the 3 points, thinking about what you're doing, finding a focus point.
Yep, find a focus point.
I mean, here I am doing it.
You're doing it. Excellent. And usually there's one leg that is better than the other. That's not unusual. Great job.
Pretty cool.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a seat again. Do you have any place in your body that feels like it's still holding tension that you might want to work on? Do you have any questions or anything?
I think usually the biggest place that I hold tension is here, right here. I don't know if that's so much tension or just the way I'm walking. I've had a lot of surgeries. Rotator cuff, that's a year ago.
It's
Obviously.
like, yeah, you're probably still recovering from that. One thing we can do, but limited by, of course, what your body can do, is come into cat and cow and help stretch our lower back. We just turn to the side, you just stay where you are. I was just turning to the side to see what I'm doing because it's easier to see in the side than looking at head on. So rounding your back, bringing your head forward, your hands can press into your legs. So this is cat pose. So think of a Halloween cat with its back all curved. And that's going to stretch out your lower back. See how that feels. And then you can come back up, straighten your spine, lift your shoulders, broaden your shoulders, and bring the curve, arch to your back. And this is cow pose. So think about a old cow standing out in the field, you know, with the back that's so that's cow pose. So it can help think about broadening your shoulders, maybe stretching out some of the tension that you're holding here. And then just moving between the two. Could help to release tension that you might be feeling in your back. And one might feel better than the other, depending on your body, or particularly depending on what day it is. So if one, you do find that one feels better than the other, you can go ahead and spend more time in that pose. All right, so if you think we've addressed just about everything that needs addressing, we will have a sit back and relax for a guided meditation now. So go ahead and press back into your chair. Your arms wherever they're comfortable, and your lap on the side of the chair. And take a deep breath. Go ahead and just take a few deep breaths here. We aren't really trying to change our breath. We're just noticing it come in and out of our body. And then wiggle your feet. Move your legs. And then we're going to bring stillness for our lower body. Relax your feet. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. And feel that relaxation come up your legs. Slowly through your lower legs. Your knees relaxing. Your thighs relaxing. Your hips relaxing. Maybe can they press a little further into the back of the chair. Can you release a little more tension from your back? Letting the chair support you. Maybe feeling your shoulder blades somewhere near the back of the chair. Go ahead and right now bring movement to your arms, your wrists, your fingers. And then we're just going to come back to stillness here. Relax your fingers, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your shoulders. Maybe see if you can hold your neck a little looser. Release any tension that you're holding in your jaw. Relax your brow. Now just pay attention to the breath coming in and out of your body. Your breath is the only thing that we're paying attention to right now. If your brain brings you an idea, because that's what your brain does, it's bring ideas to you. Just say, yes, I see you, and release that thought like a cloud floating away on a clear blue summer sky. And come back to your breath. Your brain might come back with another thought. Just repeat it. Say, I see you. Release it. And come back to your breath. Slowly and in your time, come back to this space. Maybe move your toes and your fingers, your wrists and your ankles, your arms and your legs. Slowly open your eyes. Be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Thank you for practicing with me today.